Good morning and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Murphy, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Murphy's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations that we use while we're working with him, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. And the correction that we give is a tug and release on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Murphy has been fitted with his own personal training collar, and we will be sure to show you how to properly put that collar on and use it during your one-on-one lesson. Now Murphy is sitting very nicely on Fred's left-hand side, which is where all of our obedience training takes place. The first command that they're going to demonstrate for you is heeling, and heeling is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Murphy take off doing that now, and the command that you're going to use is Murphy heel, and you're going to start walking. Murphy should then fall in line nicely, heeling appropriately at your left heel position, and he should not be lagging behind on that leash, nor should he be lunging ahead and pulling on that leash. He should be walking at your pace, whether you're walking at a slower pace or you're walking at a fast pace. He should be keeping right there at your left heel position. Also incorporated into our heeling exercise is an automatic sit. So anytime that you're out walking with Murphy and you stop, he should sit nicely right at your left heel position. I'll show you an example. Fred stops and he sits nicely. Very well done. The next command they're going to demonstrate for you is the stay command, and the stay command is both a hand and a voice command. You're going to use the open flat of your left palm an inch or so in front of his muzzle and the one-word command to stay. Then walk out to the end of your training leash. Now Murphy should remain seated in this position throughout the entire command. When you're practicing this at home, you want to make sure that you start at about 1 minute, and you'll increase your time intervals over time, working up to a total of 3 minutes. Also, make sure you're practicing this command frequently throughout your day to help build up Murphy's ability to sit and stay for longer periods of time. Now he went into the down position. Fred did not give the down command, so the first words out of your mouth are no, and you'll heel him out of the down position, back into a sit, leave him in the stay command again, out to the end of the leash. It is important to follow through, and Murphy should also follow through, remaining seated throughout the entire command. If he breaks the command, again, tell him no and repeat the command, and make sure that he follows through from beginning to end. Much better this time, so Fred's going to go ahead and return back, walking all the way around him, returning so that Murphy is on his left-hand side again in heel position, and they will demonstrate that again. Now when you're working Murphy through his commands, it is very important to use lots of positive reinforcement when he is completing his commands appropriately for you, whether it's physically giving him a pet or verbally praising him. Either way, again, just make sure you're using lots of positive reinforcement when he completes his commands appropriately for you. And Fred's going to go ahead and leave him in another sit stay and walk out to the end of the leash. And again, he's going to give him the ability to work up his sit stay, and then they're going to go ahead and demonstrate the recall or the come on command. Call Murphy, and using his name, he should come into you and sit nicely in front of you. Good boy. And then return him to heel position by heeling around the back of you, returning him to your left hand side once again, where he sits nicely waiting for his next command. Very well done, and we'll demonstrate that again. Leave him in a sit stay, walk out to the end of the leash. Give him some time to hold that sit stay. And then when you're ready, use his name to call him in.
Murphy, come.
You can use the leash to reel him in directly in front of you if need be. Make sure that he sits when he comes in front of you. Good boy.
Murphy,
Around the back of you, to your left-hand side, where he sits nicely. Very well done. Now you want to make sure that when Murphy comes home, you're generalizing his commands by working him both indoors and outdoors. And at first, you want to pick an area where there's no distractions. You can see here in the video, it's nice and quiet, where Murphy and Fred can focus one-on-one with each other. And over time, you'll slowly start to incorporate your amount of distractions. When it's nice and quiet, it will help you to get better acquainted with working Murphy through his commands. Now the next command they're going to demonstrate for you is the down from a heel position. Again, you're going to use the open flat of your left palm, but this time straight down towards the ground in the one-word command to down. Then give the stay command and walk out to the end of your leash, the same that you did with the sit stay. And again with the down stay, Murphy should remain laying down in this position throughout the entire command. And when you're practicing this at home, start at 3 minutes and increase your intervals, working up to a total of 5 minutes for your long down stay. You can easily accomplish this command whether you're washing dishes, cooking dinner, watching TV, anywhere where you can have his training collar and leash on and put him right next to you in a down stay and work up his ability again to hold his down stay for longer periods of time. By keeping the leash and collar on while you're working him through his sit stay and his down stay, it will help you give him a correction if you need to give him a correction for breaking the command. Fred's going to go ahead and return back. Good job, Mr. Murphy. Also, when Murphy comes home, at least for the first 2 weeks, you want to make sure that every day you're setting aside about 10 to 15 minutes to work him through his obedience commands in a formal training session such as this video here. It will help you practice with his commands, and it will help him with a better transition back into home. They demonstrate the down command for you again. And this time, instead of returning back, they're going to demonstrate the recall or the come on command from the down position, where he gets up to come in. Sits nicely. Good boy.
Murphy, heel.
Good boy. Shake it out. Now this next command that they're going to set up for is the down from a distance. So you'll leave him in a sit stay for this command. Walk out to the end of your leash. And then you're going to give Murphy the down command from the end of the leash using your right hand.
Down. No. Down.
Much better. You see that Fred didn't even have to give him a correction using the training collar. He simply told him no and repeated the command, and Murphy followed through.
Murphy.
Good boy. We've demonstrated for you today all the obedience commands that Murphy has learned here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Murphy, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.